Star Citizen has a new gameplay mechanic coming soon. Refueling will allow players to sell fuel and refuel other players using the Starfarer. It is a major milestone in the persistent universe for gameplay and resource scarcity. It is a confirmed feature of Alpha 3.17. Refueling is a major support career. Some ships will be able to generate a little bit of fuel themselves. However, the intention is that you will need to go to space stations or have someone fuel you every so often, especially with smaller ships. Smaller ships are typically going to have a shorter range, especially away from carriers and stations, and if they run out of fuel, well, you're going to need someone to come and help you. Their current loop doesn't include quantum beacons yet, so asking players in chat to come and help refuel them is the way it currently is working. I'm assuming that's what's going to be what we get for 3.17. That said, I'm hoping that we have quantum beacons soon after that. The faff that it is sometimes to find players, I suppose you could just have them join your party or whatever, so you could actually see them and then quantum travel to them. Maybe that's just the best way of doing it, but having quantum beacons so you can actually set up as a service makes the most sense. The Starfarer will be the only ship that can refuel in the first implementation of this gameplay loop. It will need to get fuel from a station to fill its fuel pods with quantum or hydrogen fuel, based on what you're going to be going to refuel people with. You can do this through the standard station service app that you'd use to rearm, repair, and refuel normally. You can set the price others must pay for your fuel, and then travel to where a player needs the fuel. The ship that requires fuel must then dock with the Starfarer's refueling arm, which is a similar process to the parasite docking of the P-52 with the Constellation. They then need to use the mobiGlas to purchase the fuel from the Starfarer. There's like a little escrow service which will take the money and hold it and then pays out every time fuel is dispensed. So you get the money for the amount of fuel that's dispensed before you cancel or break off in an emergency or whatever, if that happens. There is a bit more to the process as well. The Starfarer that is receiving the request to dispense fuel must then open the appropriate fuel pods and control the nozzle flow. This will adjust the speed at which the ship receives fuel. However, the receiving ship can only take as much fuel as they've requested, and any additional that they take over that will just spill out into space wasted. I really like how tactile and controllable everything is with this gameplay loop. Players that do it regularly should be able to do it quickly and efficiently. I can see the future of long space battles where actually refueling ships as quickly as possible is super important. Again, you might have pirates that are closing in that are like, I need refueling very quickly. But this is a whole new gameplay loop and its reasons to use the Starfarer. Also, as the game expands, there's going to be star systems that have no access to fuel, and Starfarers or carriers are going to be the only way to really acquire that fuel. Pyro needs refueling, for example, to be in the game properly because there are limited places to refuel there, and that star system is very big. Scarcity and logistics are going to be a major part of gameplay in Star Citizen eventually. Inside Star Citizen, they reiterated that the journey to Pyro continues throughout this year. I'm hoping that means we see Pyro in Q4 of this year. I'm expecting to be able to make good money just transporting fuel to other stations in the Starfarer at some point as well. We do know that the first part of the Dynamic Universe Sim will dynamically control fuel prices as well. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. That's going to be pretty cool. There were some more questions on refueling and dev responses to that, which I will read from a thread that I saw on Spectrum. Is the refueling interface available to the co-pilot of a Starfarer, or is it in a separate terminal? It will be a separate terminal that is in the backside of the Starfarer's cockpit. In addition, it does not have to be operated by the pilot, so anyone who you want on your ship can take the role of refueler. Obviously, you can transfer fuel from one tank to another for load balance reasons. Will this have any effect on flight dynamics? If not, what is the state of the flight model rework to enable this? Yes, it is currently planned to have an effect in the future, but needs some additional work from other teams. Can refueling occur without a payment? Can we give fuel to other players for free? Yes, you can set the price to 0 and give it to your friends or org for free. That's really good to know that you can literally go, the current price of the fuel on the ship is 0, bam, bam, bam. It's going to be for an org operation or because you need to refuel friends or whatever. In the video, the Gladius is docked head first, but the fuel port is on the back. Is this just temporary? There is also one on the top of the Gladius. If you take a closer look, it is right behind the cockpit. Will you remove repair and refuel at outposts to make having a tanker a requirement? No, you'll still be able to refuel, restock and repair at outposts and stations. In Inside Star Citizen, it seemed that the ship being refueled was docked and then powered down. Is this correct and intended? That is correct. For our first iteration, we will not have a tension mechanic in place yet, but we have planned something similar to the air-to-air refueling you might know from how it works for jets. More details on that will follow. If a ship is out of hydrogen, can the Starfarer reverse dock with it? No, this is not the case. Right now, you'll get access to reserve fuel when the Starfarer is close, but this is more a temporary solution. We will have to see how we can solve this in the future. Will all ships be able to be refueled, or is it just the Gladius to start with? All ships that the players will have access to will be able to be refueled at a Starfarer. Also, I'm assuming that tractor beams are going to be incredibly useful for getting ships in place for docking. If you're totally out of fuel, I suppose, in the future. That would be my expectation. The other thing that was in Inside Star Citizen was the Consolidated Outland HoverQuad. So they showed this off in a bit more detail. It's an all-terrain hover vehicle bike. It doesn't have any shields or weapons. It's a fast civilian transport option with a bit of cargo space. It has very good stability due to its shape. It's been in development for a while, sort of on the back burner. It was sort of developed sort of at the same time as the Consolidated Outland Nomad, and it is designed to be able to be carried by it. It is a cheap hover vehicle for non-combat uses and goes very well with the Nomad if you want to use it in that way. I am really looking forward to the next Daymar Rally or Stanton 7 with the implementation of refueling and the new HoverQuad. I think maybe that together is going to be pretty cool. Also, we do know that they're working on a ground sort of physics refactor for more wheeled vehicles. Maybe it'll have a bit of an effect on the Gravlev stuff. More likely, they're just going to continue to tweak Gravlev a little bit more. But boom, that's it for your Inside Star Citizen and refueling summary. I really think that we're going to need those quantum beacons for refueling ASAP if they're not included in Alpha 3.17. But what do you think? I don't want too much faff from the gameplay loop. I want to be able to just do it, bam, bam, bam. Are you excited to see refueling in-game in this form? Do you have a Starfarer? Do you have friends with a Starfarer? Are you looking forward to the pyro system and the push towards it? Do you think people are going to get baited in to, oh yes, I need some fuel. Oh lol lol lol, I'm actually a pirate. Do you think that's going to happen a lot? Do you have any fuel-based questions? What are your thoughts? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below.
Mummy, my friend told me at school today that Star Citizen was a scam. Oh, Tim, is that why you got into a fight? Yes, Mummy. The only scam is people stealing all your internet infos and blocking your ability to watch things on Netflix and such with regional-based access. That's why we use our words, Tim. You should have told those bullies to get NordVPN, and also that Star Citizen is the best damn space sim ever.
Yes, these two people are right. Get NordVPN, and also Star Citizen's great. Also, Timmy was a 35-year-old teacher at the school. And it wasn't even a school, it was a pub, and he was a barman. Every month we have a ship giveaway, and for February 2022, it's for an Aegis Sabre, the high-tech medium fighter with loads of firepower, but it comes in an auspicious red paint scheme as part of the Red Festival, as well as lifetime insurance and a Star Citizen game package. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning is comment on any of my videos made during the month. You can further support the channel by clicking the join button underneath any of my videos. You can also donate or become a Patreon. Your feedback, though, from comments really helps the channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And also, if you're looking for a diegetic little controlly boy that makes your Star Citizen experience and potentially some other games pretty good fun on your touchscreen devices, then check out Game Glass. You've got that, you've got NordVPN links, you've got loads of other stuff, all in the links below. Click them all! Click them all! Maybe not all of them, that would be madness.